broken. And President Trump didn't take a day off. He was bombing terrorists in Nigeria. It's unbelievable. Like, the guy doesn't take a day off. Look at the headlines. The president ending the year on a foreign policy agenda. Wall Street Journal, U.S. launched Christmas Day strike against ISIS in Nigeria. NBC, Trump and Zelensky to meet Sunday in Florida. Axios had reporting on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visiting Mar-a-Lago, calling it crucial for the future of a Gaza deal. And what's interesting is that the president, there was questions about whether or not the strike on ISIS terrorists in Nigeria was specifically targeted for Christmas. And we found out from the president himself that was indeed the case. Listen.
I told Nigeria and I told the people around Nigeria that if you do it, you're going to get hit. And I said yesterday, I said, hit them on Christmas Day. It'll be a Christmas present. We hit ISIS, who are terrible. They're butchers. And we really hit them hard in different locations, and they really got hit hard yesterday. So they got a very bad Christmas present.
Yeah, that's quite the Christmas gift, without a doubt. And obviously, this is something that we've been talking about, certainly on this show and elsewhere for months now, about the growing crisis in Nigeria with the attacks on, in particular, on Christians, on lots of others, but also, but in particular, on Christians. You know, I would say that this is quite a message, and it's the reminder that of the crossing of the Delaware River that yes, we will come after you on Christmas morning.
You know what I've been dying to say all morning? Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. That was what I was thinking when he said this was the Christmas present. But look, he warned. He said that this would happen, that there would be strikes if these continued attacks on Christians happen in Nigeria. And then here you have it, right? And unlike the last administration, when Joe Biden said he would do things and then there was no follow through, there's no teeth to the things that he said, right? He drew red lines and the red lines were meaningless. With President Trump, he means them, right? Like, he warned Iran as well, and look what happened there. He bombed them, right? And then he did the same thing with ISIS in Nigeria as well. So when he says something, he means business, Griff.
He does. And when you look at those numbers, Lisa, 7,000 Christians killed in 2025 alone, 18,000 churches burned since 2009, 50,000 killed in that same time span. And I love it that when President Trump came in 11 months ago, all of the Democrats were saying that he's an isolationist. He's going to cut off America. And yet the president has since identified places where America's interests were at stake. In the case of Nigeria, where Christians are being persecuted, the United Nations pays no attention to it. It literally took a rap superstar, Nicki Minaj, to go to the UN to try and wake them up. And so gone is the isolationist attacks. Now the president's speaking up and standing up for Christians being persecuted by terrorists in Nigeria. And yet the left is saying, well, this is all just about causing chaos. It's terrible. We hate this. Here's Congresswoman Madeline Dean attacking the Nigeria strikes.
I'm concerned about the president making strikes without consulting with Congress and just claiming this is ISIS terrorism. Also, the issue of whether or not it is singularly the killing of Christians is disputed. At a time, Christmas season, a time of joy, a time to try to give gifts to others, this administration is hell-bent on making sure they sow chaos and distraction. They should be coming to Congress. We have to demand better. I have said to the Speaker multiple times in private conversations, surround this president, tell him when he is out of line, operating in an unconstitutional, unhinged way, and then maybe we could get this on the right course.
I love that split screen, by the way. While Congresswoman Dean is blasting the president's strikes, even the other channels are showing the persecution of Christians and the Christians and the number of Christians that are being killed.
Yeah, and obviously they would have a lot more credibility if they didn't complain about absolutely everything else.
Also, like, what is he distracting from? The economy, inflation has cooled. Like, we just had a monster growth in the third quarter for economic growth. The murder rate is on track to be the biggest drop, I think, ever in this past year under President Trump. Illegal border crossings have virtually stopped. So, like, what would he want to distract?